4 minutes before 11 o'clock, and Vanessa Lane Jennings is in the studio. We call this segment Legal Lane, and Vanessa is, of course, our legal expert. She is the founder of the Jennings Law Firm here in Ocala. We do this show so that you can have your legal questions answered, and if you would like to call in and ask the question, we would love to hear from you, and then listen to Vanessa as she explains the law, and we always learn from that exchange. The number to call is 622-9622, and if, of course, you would rather speak to Vanessa at her law firm, then that would be the advice. Go to the location at 2945 Northeast 3rd Street here in Ocala, and the phone number over there is 804-0092. But right now, to be on the air, 622-9622. Let me put the picture on here so you can see Vanessa. And there she is. Good morning, Vanessa.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How's everyone?
Pretty good. You know what my question is today? What I was thinking about?
Why didn't Friday come sooner?
Why didn't Friday come sooner? Can I sue somebody? No, Friday came pretty soon for me, actually. Okay, in Congress, they're talking about the health care law. Now, I'm not asking you to comment on the law, but I do have a question about my defense. All right, let's say, because there was a mandate for the health care law. If you didn't buy health care insurance, then you could be penalized. If you didn't pay the penalty, you could literally be put in jail for contempt of court or something like that. Yep. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. So now
there's a lot of steps.
There's a lot of
to get
steps.
you there, but yes.
Okay, but let's say I'm just a normal person. I don't do radio and I don't do the news. I just drive in my car and I hear them say, okay, Donald Trump is going to undo it. Good. I couldn't afford it anyway. I'm letting go of my health insurance, right? But he didn't. I mean, it's still possibly going to be nothing changed, according to what the news said this morning.
Well, it still has to go through all the hoops to become official.
Right.
And you have to make it official.
Right.
So just because he's starting the process to implement a new, you could use the word repeal, but I don't really like it the way. But you could start a new healthcare system in America is what he wants to do. Yeah. Or rejuvenate it, however. Depends on which side of the aisle you fall on. And
so you're so smart. I want to dumb it down a little bit and bring it to me. So you're smart. Okay. I'm not so smart. but let's say I'm just listening to my favorite rock station, and they've got a 60-second news blast, and they say, it's gonna undo the thing. I say, oh, good. I don't need it. Can I use that as a defense? If you know what I mean. If I get into trouble, can I say, you know what? I thought they undid it.
Well, what's the, and
that's not a good defense, is it?
What is that old adage? Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Oh, is that right?
I mean, that falls into that category. You can never say, I didn't know that wasn't the law. Which is quasi-ridiculous if you ask me on a personal level, but everybody's supposed to know what all the laws are. You're supposed to know what the law is, or find out before you do something.
And they're always changing.
They are always changing.
They're always changing.
Once a year, there's new laws.
What was the one this morning about big box stores one step closer to being able to sell liquor in Florida? I guess you can't do that.
No, they can't. They don't sell liquor. It's their next door. Like Publix has the Publix liquor next door.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Separated by a wall. You can't go in from the main.
So half of the legislators, or half, whatever works out to in Florida, the Senate says yes. Now the representatives have to say yes, and then the governor has to say yes. And if they all say yes, then they can get rid of that extra building.
Which will save them some money. So if you're a business person, yay. And if you're a layperson, yay too, because then you just go to Publix and you when your kids are screaming, you just put all the liquor in your cart. It makes it better. And now it's just wine. I mean, wine's good, don't get me wrong, but
It is.
Some days are tequila nights.
There you go. Vodka gimlets.
By the way, you made a nice looking pizza. I saw it on your Facebook page.
Thank you.
I love pizza.
It was really delicious too.
Did you make it from scratch?
No, we made it with Publix dough. Apparently, this segment is sponsored by Publix this week.
Okay, and was it? I mean,
they could send a check to Jennings Law Firm.
Did it taste as good as it looked? That's the question.
It tastes better than it looked.
We should do this.
I know. They've got all the fixings there.
You can come to Casa de Jennings.
Oh, really?
We'll make pizzas. We have pizza stones.
How much per slice?
Oh,
what do you sell?
Well, they're personal pizzas, but we'll throw the word artisanal in front of it, so we'll jack up that price real fast.
So are you working on any cases right now that we can learn from?
I don't think anything that I could talk about.
No, nothing.
Because they're so specific that people would know who they are.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't want to do that,
Yeah,
obviously. The phone lines are open, though. If you want to share your question with Vanessa, we'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Since there is that career and job expo here today at the mall, when various people come in to meet the various employers and everything, if one would fall and then they would get hurt, who would be liable for that? Would the mall or the employee,
the mall's
potential
getting
employer?
sued, so congratulations,
Oh,
mall.
okay.
They're getting sued no matter what because it's on their property, and a lawyer's like, yes, big money. But it depends on why they fell. I mean, did they fall because Chick-fil-A dropped a nugget as they were walking out the door to do their curbside pickup? You know, because then that's not the mall's fault. That would be the potentially that would, well, it could potentially be the mall's fault. We could argue it all the time. But, or is it Chick-fil-A's fault? So are we suing both Chick-fil-A and the mall? You know,
okay.
did a little kid, trip them? Are we suing the parents of the little children because they have a horrible child who tripped some wayward soul looking for a job? They were just trying to better themselves, and this little kid out of nowhere was obnoxious and tripped them.
Did you see the story the other day about the parents who were arrested for leaving a child in the car seat in the parking lot? Did you see that story?
I did not.
Oh,
but that happens all the time.
Really?
Especially in Florida.
No, I don't mean the child wasn't in the car. The child was...
Oh, he was just in the car seat in the parking lot.
Right.
Well, that does not happen all the time.
No, I didn't think
my
so.
gosh.
And we do have a phone call, so let's take that call. Good morning. You're on there with Vanessa.
Yes, good morning, everybody. This is Vanessa.
Good morning.
Hey, have you ever run across a situation in a divorce case where a couple had, let's say, a horse or maybe a dog or a cat, and each one would have, like, visitation rights? Is there such a thing as something like that?
Well, animals in the state of Florida are property. So technically, right now, the way the law is, there's no visitation rights. But have we actually done it in the past? Yes. There have been times, but that is based on a private agreement between the parties. And that's part of their settlement agreement, is that, wife gets the dog week 1, the next week, husband gets the dog. So they did like a week on, week off.
Would the judge make the final decision saying that, the horse goes to the husband or the dog goes to the wife?
That will happen, yes. So if the parties can't agree on who gets Fido or, American Pharaoh, then it goes to the judge, and the judge will decide who gets that. And then it becomes property, so then it's a division of property. So,
as far as the maintenance of an animal, especially like a horse, would be expensive. Would that have to be shared then, or is the judge going to say that the man's got to pay for the upkeep of the animal and the wife doesn't, or whatever?
that could be a fact. That could be a very case specific, because I can go down a couple possibilities. I am going to say generally, as a very general broad statement, that let's say wife gets horse. Wife now is responsible for paying for horse. Think of it this way: if wife gets house, most of the time, and like I said, general blanket rule, because there are other cases where this isn't true, wife would have to pay for the maintenance of the house. She would have to pay the mortgage payment. She would have to pay the light payment. That's her response. You get that asset, you pay the liabilities that come along with that asset. Generally. Now, there's cases out there that are very case specific, where sometimes the husband gives money towards it, or even pays for the house in full. So that could happen with the horse, but it just really depends on what that particular couple's financial situation is.
Okay, well, thank you for the information. It was nice talking to you. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you for the call. We are up against the break, so if you give us a second, we'll take a little break. And if you have a question for Vanessa, we would love to hear from you. The number is 622-9622. The advice is call early, because sometimes questions deserve a longer answer than a quick yes or no, right?
Always.
As we just heard. I mean, you just explained that question very well. So we'll take a little break, take your questions on the other side, 622-9622. We'll be right back with Vanessa Lane Jennings.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be breezy on this Friday with times of sun and clouds and a high of 73 to 77. And turning out mainly clear Friday night, low 55 on the coolest inland spots, 65 along the coast. For Saturday, a partly sunny day. There can be a shower in spots along the coast. High 77 at the coast, 83 inland. And for Sunday, more sun than clouds. High 77 along the coast, 83 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Hey everybody, the Value Spotlight is on roses this week at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. Bob has more roses than anyone, including double knockouts, drift roses, tea roses, all kinds of hybrids, hundreds in stock. Take your pick, one or a dozen, prices starting at a low $15.99. Don't forget azaleas. Ocala's favorites are the ever-blooming red ruffles, still just $3.99. Here's an unadvertised special, big gorgeous Gerber daisies, just $2.99 while they last. Got a problem with dollar weed? The solution is Bob Wine's famous dollar weed killer, enough to treat 5,000 feet, just $19.99 at Bob Wine's. Bob Wine's, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, just east of Lake Weir Avenue. Open daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 2. Homegrown, locally owned, in the same blooming location since 1952.
Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
11 minutes before 11 o'clock.
That is a buffet. It's a plethora.
I like the way she said they. Many times they. I'm in the group that you call they.
Poor listeners have no idea what you're even talking about.
Should I tell them?
You can if Robin wants to share her story.
All right, we can do that. All right, Vanessa is here to answer your legal questions. We do have a question, and it's got to do with strippers, but you don't have to. We'll stop if you have a question. The number is 622-9622. All right, so there was a lawsuit story out of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And I'll let you tell it. What was it now?
Oh, there was this stripper, and she worked for this strip club up in Wisconsin Dells, and you have to pay to be there. To make the money. So you pay to be there.
You have to pay for your stage time.
Right, exactly.
The girls have to pay.
Strippers have to pay to get on the stage to strip.
Okay, that's crazy.
Exactly.
Well, stage time. You have to pay.
I like the way you're defending them. Okay.
Well, I think it's great. They should hire Vanessa. They'll win. So anyway, then the strippers are up there stripping, and they make money from the customers, and then they have to give a percentage of that money to the management, and then they also have to split their tips with all the other strippers, and then by the time they're done, they're not even up to minimum wage. So I think whatever the stripper makes, she should keep. She shouldn't have to share.
Right. I don't approve of them having to share their tips with the other strippers. Well, because some strippers have like skill. Okay, this is
they do.
Poor listening audience right now, but they do. There's like certain strippers have like skills, or they're like.
They're better strippers.
They're better. How do you say that? Politically correct. They do. I mean, some of them could go upside. I think it's called being inverted, if I have the terminology correct. They can invert themselves, so they can go upside down, and they can do like all kinds of different.
Right. They're very athletic and very.
Oh, absolutely.
Fluid.
It's like Cirque du Soleil, but for strippers.
Oh my gosh.
They're very fluid. They're very.
How much does it cost for a guy to get in there?
And as I said, you're just going for the buffet, right?
Exactly.
I didn't say that.
But they have a ground to stand on, though. The strippers do. They can legally sue that club.
Well, right, because you have to make. I mean, there are exceptions like waitresses, but even waitresses have to make minimum wage. They're allowed to be paid hourly below minimum wage, and there's a set rate for them. But if their tips do not bring them up to where they're making minimum wage, then they have to get more money.
Exactly.
So everyone should be getting minimum wage to work. And if they do overtime, then they have to do time and a half, because strippers are not going to be exempt. Because I don't believe they bring their own equipment, and they're not going to be able to be a 1099.
Exactly. Have to work there.
Poor Larry's head's like the
just listening.
the wheels are spinning.
I'm in the audience right now. I'm just listening. I love talk shows.
You've taken yourself out of that one.
I love talk shows.
Yeah, but it's like with anything, like you brought up waitresses and things like that. I don't believe waitresses should have to split their tips either and share with the other waitresses, because you've got some waitresses that are
they have good skills. They bring me my 44 cups of coffee when I'm at breakfast.
Oh, there you go.
They keep them coming.
Yeah.
And there's some who don't. You never see them again.
Exactly. And then you feel bad because you're trying to flag them down and they ignore you.
Are you a good tipper?
I tip between 20 and 25% if you bring me my 45 cups of coffee or sweet tea or water or whatever other beverage, because I order 3 beverages because I am that obnoxious person. There's a water, a sweet tea, and then normally...
Do you have a time limit between the time you sit down
No.
and the time you get waited on before you say, I'm out of here?
No.
No?
No, because of where I go to eat. I guess maybe if I was in another town or was going somewhere else. But the places I go, I know the owners of the restaurant, and
well, we were in a restaurant the other day, right here on 200. I won't name it because I like them, but we were there, 10 or 15 minutes, and nobody even came to say hi to us. Nothing.
Or give us the menu.
So then I said to Rob,
was it a chain restaurant? It has to be if it's on. Well, it doesn't have to be. There's a couple.
Yeah, it's a chain, but it's a waitress type restaurant where they wait on you.
Right. No. Well, I figured that, but that's when I would probably get up and just.
So I said 10 minutes,
go on a little walkabout to find a manager.
We almost reached the 10-minute mark, so it would have been a full 25 minutes. That's a long time, don't you think?
That is a long time. Because then you're forgotten about. But because we've been in a restaurant we've been forgotten about before. They stick you in the corner because you have to stick the redheads in the corner because we cause some problems. So they stick you in the corner, but then they forget. Or we've been accidentally sat in a closed section before. They've sat us even in town at nicer restaurants. They accidentally sat us in a closed section.
Oh my!
So no one came. So then you just go on a little walkabout. I mean, I didn't leave, but after a while, I'm like, okay, we're a little thirsty. Want some bread? I just want water and bread. We want our rations.
Do you ever have people come to you to ask you to represent them in a frivolous lawsuit?
Every single day.
And give me an example of what would be a frivolous lawsuit.
There's people who want to sue their neighbor because their dog defecated on or their neighbor's dog defecated on their lawn, and the neighbor picked it up like a good neighbor should, but just the fact that it occurred and their grass was now tainted.
Yeah.
I'm like, you do realize birds do that, and random cats. And raccoons.
But they're bent on suing the neighbor.
Oh yes.
And you're basically telling them, I'm not going to take the case.
It's frivolous, and I'm not ethically allowed to file a frivolous lawsuit.
Oh, okay.
But I don't ever say that. I did not say that to the person. I'm like, I don't believe you have a case, but here are some other fine quality attorneys in town that you may call.
Oh, really?
Maybe they can help you.
Now, there's this saying, is this a truth or a myth? You can sue anybody for anything. You always hear that. Is that true?
Yes.
All right. So let's say somebody...
That same person could go down to the courthouse themselves.
Just do it themselves without an attorney.
Without an attorney, fill out the paperwork. I don't know what their damages are going to be, but fill out their paperwork,
right,
and submit it to the clerk of the court. Clerk of the court will file it. Now, is it the other side hires an attorney, does a motion to dismiss? It's gone, but they sued them. That poor neighbor with that dog who's doing the right thing still was sued.
Oh, gosh.
So let's just, I would never do this, just so you know, but let's say I did. Let's say the dog pooped on my lawn and I was mad and I went down to you and you said that you don't have a case, but but you're free to go down to the courthouse and file it yourself, and I do. Does the judge then tell me when I get to when I have my day in court, do I say, here's my case, Your Honor? He goes, I'm dismissing this. This is frivolous. Does that happen?
Yeah, that happens.
Oh, that happens.
I mean, it could be a judge who says, look, we take it down the path and say it could be a trespass case. Because, I mean, could it have been a trespass case? Yes, but the dog didn't, it was like on the borderline. Like, where if there had been a fence, it was questionable, like what side it was on. And the guy just didn't stop his dog midway through.
We do have a, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
We have a phone call. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on there with Vanessa.
Yeah, good morning. Yes, nowadays, if you're in a small claims action, before you actually get into the courtroom setting, there is mediation. And if it can't be worked out in mediation, then it goes to court.
We have an attorney here. Is that true?
That is, well, yes and no.
Counsel?
Yes and no. Because I do small claims court all the time. So
I'll ring off.
No,
Thank you.
Thank you. He is correct. You have to do mediation before you go further with the case. The way that it works in Marion County is that you, whether you're being sued or you're the suer, so the plaintiff or the defendant, or you go in to the courtroom, everyone goes in the same exact time, and you watch about a 30-minute video. And it's kind of like the People's Court. They do like a mock People's Court to show you how the process works. It's the best video ever. And it has our local talent like Judge McCune. He gets on and explains what the process is and explains what it isn't and then what it is. And there's actual video demonstrations of what it is. And then once the video is done playing, they call each case up. Attorneys, of course, we're going to go first, and then the rest, if there's all non-attorney cases, go second. And what they'll do is each case is called up if the person doesn't admit to two things. So like I'm suing Larry right now.
Don't do that.
When I sue you, I'm so sorry, Larry. When I sue you, you go up and the judge is going to ask you, do you admit that you did something wrong? Well, he's not going to use these words, but do you admit liability for the action, and do you admit liability for the amount, and do you agree to the amount that's owed? Because let's just say it's, you hit my car. So I had to get it it was not a big deal, but I had to get it painted, and it cost like $200 to get it detailed, to get it out. So they're going to say, do you agree that you hit her car? Yes or no? Do you admit a liability for that? And then if you say yes, and then you go, do you admit that it cost $200? And if you say yes, the case is done. They give you a judgment, and you now owe me $200. However, the other way that it works is that if you say no to any of that, they send you to mediation. And if you can't solve it then you go to trial.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That was interesting.
I like that. I think that's fascinating.
It always goes too quick, though. The music comes on, and I look at the clock. Is it possible? Can we sue the maker of time, whoever made time? I guess that would be God.
You're going to sue God?
That'd be God. No, don't sue God.
No, can't sue God.
That would be a bad lawsuit.
He's got my life in his hands.
Yes, he does.
Vanessa, what is your phone number again?
It's 352-804-0092.
Thank you, Vanessa. This is WOCA Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. President Trump pressing GOP lawmakers, saying if the House doesn't pass a plan to replace Obamacare today, he'll move on to other